She put Nigeria on the culinary map once. Now, Hilda Baci is back with an audacious new plan. On September 12th, she says she will cook 250 bags of rice in an attempt to make the world's biggest pot of jollof. Will she pull it off? Stick around.
So what we're doing today is actually a dry run to test the pot to make sure that there's no leakage, to see how the pot takes to ingredients. Nigerian Jollof! I just had this random thought about making like a very large pot of jollof rice. It just got me thinking like, oh yeah, this is actually a thing and this is something that I can do, and World Jollof Day came to mind. So I'm like, this is something that I can do for World Jollof Day.
Jollof rice is about pride, it's about culture, it's about food which unites us and brings us together. And of course, who better to do it with our own Hilda Baci, our brand ambassador.
At two sides, and I'll start by frying it. So when we put the oil, the first thing that's going to go in is going to be goat meat.
And you remove it?
No, he's saying that it's done. I'm telling him it's not done. Like, what I say, let's see what time. No, there will be a little.
Hilda F. Young Baci, known to millions as Hilda Baci, shot to global fame after a marathon cookathon that earned her a Guinness World Record in 2023. Her name now reads like a headline: chef, content creator, and crowd puller who turns food into a national story. In a video she shared on social media and in interviews, Hilda explains the plan: 250 bags of rice, a giant pot, and a big public event on September 12th, a spectacle designed to break a record and feed thousands.
Is he assuring you of the weight of that pot, that the rice will not sink that pot?
It's not going to sink.
Can we talk about the cooking process?
Yes. Heat up oil in a pot. Once the oil is hot, we're going to go in with washed raw goat meat. A little heavy on the garlic and ginger. Fresh thyme, fresh rosemary. We're going to put curry. We're going to put thyme. That's the Gino thyme, Gino curry. And we're going to season it with both Gino pepper chicken and Gino asun cubes. We're going to be frying fresh tomatoes, onions, fresh pepper, fresh bawa, fresh tatashe. Yeah, I'm money for bell pepper. Hi guys, so I'm here with the marketing director for Gino, and a lot of your questions have been primarily how many rice, what's the quantity of rice you're going to make, how much tomato paste are you going to need. And I thought it wise to just do a quick demo. Just want to quickly go over like a quick map to show you the quantity of rice that we are going to be making. First information that we have that is accurate, and for this I'm not going to be using the dimensions of the pots. I think I wanted to also quickly correct something. A lot of people have said the pot is 6 meters wide by 6 meters height. No, it is 6 meters wide by 6 meters wide, but it is about 1.1 meters tall and 1.3 meters deep, which means the pot caves in. The center point is 1.3 meters deep and the edge is 1.1 meters, like the height is 1.1 meters. Now my goal is to fill this pot up by at least 75 to 80%. To make this calculation easy, we're going to be using the volume of the pot. Now the volume is basically what the pot can contain. We put some water into the pot and we were able to get like the precise volume. So this isn't just like regular calculations that have not been verified. So the volume of the pot now, that's 22,619 liters. That is what the volume of the pot is. Now I want to fill up that pot with rice to about 80%. The yield I'm hoping to achieve is 80%.
Are you current? Do you know what is going on internet? Are you aware that Hilda Baci is going to break another record with the help of Gino? You know Gino truly cares. This is going to be taking place on the 12th of September. Hilda will be cooking the biggest pot of jollof rice. I mean the biggest pot. Is it this one? What is this? Drop it. Is it this one? No. 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 What is this? What is this one? It can't be this. I mean, this one. No. No. I'm talking about 6 by 6 meters wide, 1.1 meters high, and 1.3 meters deep. I'm talking about the kind of pot that will be feeding 10,000 people. Who does that? Come 12th of September, Hilda will be getting this done.
The announcement has already exploded across Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, with festival partners and brands joining the conversation. This isn't just a stunt. For many Nigerians, it's pride. A celebration of Jollof as cultural heritage, a chance to spotlight local food businesses, and another reminder that viral moments can open doors for creators. It also follows a wave of record attempt culture across West Africa, where big public stunts have become pathways to attention and opportunity. Not everyone's cheering. Social media has been mixed. Fans are excited, but some critics are skeptical, asking practical questions about taste, safety, logistics, and whether something cooked at that scale can be delicious. Expect debates, memes, and hot takes as the date nears.
Hi guys, we're here again, and this is where the pots that we're using to make history again is being coupled. So what we're doing today is actually a dry run to test the pot to make sure that there's no leakage, to see how the pot takes to ingredients. Nigerian Jollof! I just had this random thought about making like a very large pot of jollof rice. It just got me thinking like, oh yeah, this is actually a thing, and this is something that I can do, and World Jollof Day came to mind. So I'm like, this is something that I can do for World Jollof Day.
Jollof rice is about pride, it's about culture, it's about food which unites us and brings us together. And of course, who better to do it with our own Hilda Bassi, our brand ambassador.
At some side, and I'll start by frying it. So when we put the oil, the first thing that is going to go in is going to be goat.
You remove it.
No, he's saying that it's done. I'm telling him it's not done. There is what I say. Let's see what I need. No, there will be a mistake.
Oh yeah, everybody go to your position.
Initially, the conversation started with myself and the head of marketing. Then from there, we transitioned to speaking to some members in the brand. I spoke to my management as well. Then we decided, oh, we need to put the team together. And I think that's one of the most exciting things. You know, with this time, obviously, it would be the same alpha team that worked on the Cookathon project. I pretty much reached out to everybody else, you know, curated a group for production, for PR, marketing, and everything else. But
When we got the brief, it was a bit challenging. But based on the fact that this is what we do, Ambience Media creates a destructive image for out of home concepts. We called the team, and our director of projects here took charge of, you know, the whole process.
Project concepts came up, and but eventually we settled for a 304 stainless sheet pot.
Mr. Ayoshe will not still get like extra just in case. If that day, go!
In the middle, stretch your hands,
Don't put water there. I want to put it there. Let him fry it there and bring it here. Where is Mama? So I had only seen videos of the pot when it was still just bare on the floor. And by the time it had coupled into a proper structure, I scheduled with Hamad to film the promo video. So the day of the promo video, when we came, we looked at the gas, we looked at the side. That was my first time actually seeing the pot in all its glory, you know, like looking at how big it was. And I'm not even going to lie to you, I started having so much anxiety because I had already done the math for how much rice we're going to need and how much oil and how much, But when I saw the pot, I'm like, are you sure that my measurement is correct? So that was my biggest fear. I'm like, what if my measurement is off? Chef Gibbs is our culinary director. He's also been working with me, working with our head of procurement, Lola, to make sure that we have all the ingredients that we need, and everything. So once I do my measurements, I pass it on to Gibbs. Gibbs translates it, and that's how we know what we need.
As you all know, Hilda is someone with the biggest dreams. And so when Hilda called and said, Gibbs, we're going again, though, I was like, I already knew that it was going to be something that was going to be mind-blowing. And I love challenges. I love making a statement. I love putting Nigeria on the map. And so it was a very, very easy sell for me. We divided the team structure into 4. So we have the main chefs that will be in charge of the main pots, stirring, pouring. We have the sous that will assist them, lifting, running. Then we have the line cooks and the kitchen assistants.
I got to the boiling point. But always sent me a message and said, we need to test it with food. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely agree. We actually need to test it with food because that way it helps us to anticipate what can go wrong. And we now scheduled today.
We're testing the heat. We're testing that the food we have calculated previously, that the quantity is right to at least fill the pot. The dimension of the pot is 6 meters wide. We're making sure that safety is in check, food quantity is in check. Check, check, check. And so far, I think it's been great. I think we've taken a lot of learnings today that is even going to help us go back to the drawing board and make sure we tighten our plans. I think that we are good on the quantity we have estimated for the food.
The announcement has already exploded across Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, with festival partners and brands joining the conversation. This isn't just a stunt. For many Nigerians, it's pride, a celebration of Jollof as cultural heritage, a chance to spotlight local food businesses, and another reminder that viral moments can open doors for creators. It also follows a wave of record attempt culture across West Africa, where big public stunts have become pathways to attention and opportunity. Not everyone's cheering. Social media has been mixed. Fans are excited, but some critics are skeptical, asking practical questions about taste, safety, logistics, and whether something cooked at that scale can be delicious. Expect debates, memes, and hot takes as the date nears.